Actually, let's listen to some. We will be listening to my lit playlist. Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope you're doing great. So today's topic about stress. The reason why I chose the topic stress is generally because I really experienced it the last few months, and in just many facets, let's say so, and I really wanted to open up about it. Let's start with the actual thing that really haunted me. The fact that I'm like always with my head, for example, in the future, and always stressing and always like wanting to be like in beast mode and always trying to do something like ASAP and whatever. Doing this throughout the last months led to me actually losing weight. Because I actually never had issues with my weight. Like a few months ago, I started noticing how my weight just got down, and my metabolism, is it called like that? So yeah, and my metabolism actually is really good. That's why I actually never really worried about my weight due to the constant stress I had the last months. My body didn't have enough energy to fuel and nourish my body because I wasn't actually taking care of my body. I skipped meals. I ate like breakfast, for example, and then next meal I ate was like in the evening. And usually I always had 3 meals a day, but it went down to 2 meals a day. And that actually led me to losing weight. And the thing is, as I said, I didn't really have issues with my weight. That's why I didn't really also weigh myself. I actually didn't know how much I weighed before that I weighed myself. I was under 50 kg. And yes, I'm a bit smaller, so it's not awful, but still I was underweight for a while. And as soon as it started, I actually didn't realize it. I was constantly tired, but I thought it was just I always thought what can I do, My pants started hanging loose on me. Pants that really sat perfectly on me started becoming very loose. Even my skinny jeans. And guys, when I came at that point that I had to where I had my skinny jeans on and the waist was just way too wide, and I was struggling then. I was actually, I'm not happy with this. And then I really got insecure in my clothing styles, and I didn't want to wear something big and wide, because everything I wore, for example during winter time, my winter jacket, I looked really small in it. And I have the tendency to wear a bit wider, oversized things. My father corrected me on that. That's why everything that I wore just made me feel uncomfortable, because I knew for a fact that everything is just loose. My watch that I'm always wearing, seriously, it was I can put it on and it would just slide down, because my wrist was also so thin. And I mean, that is crazy, weight issues are real and are really not just physically, but just mentally and emotionally and spiritually too, because I experience a lot on the other realms. In that case, I experience a lot of emotional heavy stuff, spiritual heavy stuff, and mental heavy stuff. That's why this whole weight loss journey. Now, thank God, I actually gained weight again. And also the thing, I like to escape into certain things. If, for example, I'm or I was, when I was stressed out, I escaped into fitness. So I went to the gym very often, and I thought, okay, yes, yeah, okay, now I noticed that I'm losing weight, so I have to go to the gym and just bump up the weights and then train with high weights to gain muscles. But yeah, that doesn't add up too if you're not actually giving your body the food that it needs to actually build muscles. So I was basically 1 month period where I just did this and didn't want to listen to anyone else's advice, because I knew that I needed to go to the gym to get this balance in my life. Well, I didn't care if a bit longer to gain weight for me. I just had to go to the gym. And then like going to the gym, meaning like 4 to 5 times a week. And now you have to imagine I was underweight, I didn't eat properly, I was still under stress, and I went to the gym 4 to 5 times a week. Well, I eat properly, I take my protein shakes, and I really just, nutrition, eating, gaining weight, it's like really, it's a habit. It's really a habit and a mindset, and I also learned that. And it's also really hard because you want to see the progress, and now you're thinking, like, oh my god, okay, nice. Now the pants that I loved wearing now fit me again. And then the next week, for example, was a bit more stressful, and you forgot to like, or you skipped a few meals, and then you realize, okay, now it's not sitting again, and then you get discouraged. So it's really just a roller coaster ride. All right, so the next point, how stress affected my last few months were or is like my skin. Yeah, basically I'm breaking out ever since. And I'm not ashamed of it, I'm not like hiding something or putting like harsh filters on my face to like hide my skin breakage. I wasn't like really ashamed of it because I just knew, okay, this is our skin, like, it happens. A lot of people would actually hide their blemishes. For example, like the blemishes I also have on my back, like dark spots and all that, but I actually never did. That's why I'm not ashamed of it, but also I realized like my skin is actually breaking out, and you can like see it if I, for example, record Instagram stories in that case, and then you just see like my skin breaking out and all that. And I'm also like struggling with that because stress also affects your skin. So I had like weight loss and then my skin breaking out, and yeah, so the whole package, let's say that. Honestly, just talking about the appearance right now, the outer circumstances, because what was actually happening inside of me is a topic for another day or another video, let's say that. Through this whole stressful season, didn't manage to take care of myself, of my well being, and resting. I didn't rest. As I said, I was really tired all of the time, most of the time, so that my friends and family members said, like, just take a power nap. And I was always like, no, 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 I cannot nap, because if I nap, then I have no time. No time to do what, girl? No time to take care of yourself. Like, had the mindset of, okay, if I like take a power nap, I'm like even more tired when I wake up, which can be the case, but actually it's like also your approach on things. So with that being said, guys, I speak of experience because I'm in this constant like hustle with myself. I'm not even like competing against someone. I'm not trying to show someone like how great I am or what I'm trying to accomplish, but I'm actually competing against myself. It's a constant battle. You don't even realize it. You actually just keep going and pushing and pushing, then you're actually like destroying yourself after a while. And then you have to actually fix yourself after a while too. And this can be really frustrating because you actually want to come forward, but now you have to like stop and pick up the pieces you left behind. Currently, I'm actually learning to live a softer life. What is softer life? A softer life is a life where you just don't stress too much, first off. Then also you tend to have a soft approach on things. If something you actually want to happen doesn't happen like the moment you want it to happen, you just lay back and you let it come to you. You let it come to you, you trust the process, you trust in God, and know, okay, I actually wanted it by today, or it didn't come, but it's okay. Soft life also meaning like romanticizing certain things in my life. Because if you have black and white filter in your head and you're constantly just, comparing your current state with where you want to be, and also, this is the thing, like, not everyone can relate, because I know that my approach or my worldview on things are a bit like harsher, and not everyone 100% all the time to like achieve their biggest dreams and all that. For those ambitious people, for my ambitious friends out there who can actually relate, you know what I'm saying. Comparing like your current lifestyle with your future lifestyle you want to have, and you're like, okay, so actually right now, for example, if you're a content creator and you want to like have these aesthetic beautiful pictures, but for example, your room isn't as aesthetic, and you're just like immediately disencouraged. So how about you start with a small corner like I did here? My room isn't that aesthetic, guys. So this is like my YouTube setup. Or for example, when I sit on my bed, plain and simple. And also to not worry about my future and to let go. Hold on to things. You actually don't trust the process. You don't trust in God for Him to actually bring you to where you want to go to. I mean, I am a firm believer for sure. But when it comes to like my deepest desires and dreams, I'm like, oh my God, I have to do this now. Like, because if I'm not doing it, no one else will. And that is true. And that's a fact too. But you would still have to leave some space for God to step in and to actually steer it in the right direction, because we cannot see like the bigger picture as He does. That's what I'm seriously learning right now. When was the last time that I actually made time? Because I have the time, but when was the last time that I made time to read? As entrepreneurs have to train our minds to actually not just actually work on certain things, but actually take time aside to fuel ourselves. Also, let's talk about it's okay to not know everything by now, because a lot of people in our age, like in our 20s, also in our 30s, we still don't know where we want to go and who we want to be, and that is also not like embarrassing, because fact is we're just being dragged from system to system, so that we assume we don't have the time to actually sit down and think about what it is we really want in life. And it's seriously all about making time, because the poorest person and the richest person have the same amount of time a day. It's about how you prioritize and how you structure it. So if you have a like busy job, if you have a busy life, whatever your life circumstances are, and you assume you don't have time, you don't have an hour to actually sit down and think about what you want to do in the future, where you want to head to. You're constantly in the moment, you're constantly like at your job, at school, something in the back of your head, knowing, okay, I'm doing this hustle and bustle for this thing in the future. But if you don't make the time to actually sit down and think about what it is you actually want, then you're not going to be happy. You're not going to be happy no matter how much self-care you do. There's still something lacking, because you realize, okay, every day is the same. Every day will look the same, and nothing will change unless I actually have a different approach on things. It's also okay to not be okay, because at the same time, when we put too much pressure on us to actually know everything by now, to know all the answers and the what ifs and all that, like not actually always trying to improve, like that's also a thing. Like self-improvement can be very, very beneficial, but it can also bite us in our ass. Experience the feelings that you're feeling, the sadness, the grief, the anger, the everything, and to just collect it and, you know, self-reflect again, which I talked about in my last video, so please give it a watch, because self-reflection is so mandatory. And if we don't do it, we just skip a major part to actually bring us forward in life. It's okay to not be okay. It's really, really okay to have a season where you just don't feel like doing anything, where you just don't feel happy, and where you feel like a lot of things are pretty meaningless. But those are just seasons, and after every low comes a high. If you experience a weird phase right now, if you're actually going through something that you're assuming that you're wasting your time, your lifetime right now, that is also a lie, because what you're doing right now, you should be doing right now. Always have to know where you want to go. And if you do know where you want to go, then go do yourself in the present moment, work and study and all that. But if you like just do it because you got told to do it or because everyone else will do it, you will actually end up pretty unhappy. We live in a world of duality, so we cannot be feeling this one extreme 100% of the time. You cannot be feeling 100% happy at all times. You also cannot feel 100% sad at all times, because it's duality. It's a 50-50 thing. You will have seasons where you're really happy, then you will have seasons where you're not feeling good. And in social media, in that case, you will actually catch some people living their high life in a moment. They're having their 50% moment of happiness, and you, for example, don't. and then you tend to like actually judge someone only because they're in another duality phase, if you can say it like that. So if you're someone who is constantly under stress, I just want to encourage you to actually take a break. Honestly, I guess that is what you actually should be doing. Because for example, yesterday I wanted to record this video. Got ready, and it was like I just had like 1.5 hours or 1 hour before I would have to head out to dancing. And then I was like, okay, I can still do it. And then I just, had a moment where I just stopped myself and I was like, am I actually feeling this, or am I just forcing myself to do it because I actually want to like stick to my schedule and now actually be recording YouTube videos regularly and I cannot skip a day and blah blah blah. Back then when I recorded YouTube videos, I was always like, okay, every Tuesday and every Sunday I would upload. And then if it didn't work on Tuesday and on Sunday, I actually made myself feel so bad, where on the other end people didn't even care. Like I put myself under such stress. I stopped because I just realized, okay, Martina, you're forcing yourself again. Stop forcing yourself. I always force myself to do things because I want to be like responsible. I stopped, I ate something, I talked with my brother, and now I'm filming this. It's a process, so I cannot stress myself on the things that didn't happen in the moment. If I didn't say it in the moment, then it shouldn't be. I hope this message really got to some of you, and I really, really, really want to highlight again, please girl, do not stress. Please do not put yourself in a place where you neglect yourself, where you neglect your health, where you either lose weight or you gain weight, where you either are constantly tired and drained, or you force yourself to do something, for example, going to the gym because you have a schedule and because you want to and whatever. Stop. Nobody's forcing you. Don't be so hard on yourself. Actually be gentle to yourself because you deserve it. And this is how you also show people how to treat you. If you don't respect yourself, you cannot expect that other people will respect you. So please, please, please be easy on yourself. Love yourself. Take breaks. Be in the moment. If you feel like, okay, I don't feel like doing this right now, pause. Sit. Think about it. Pray about it. And then maybe proceed or postpone it. So yeah, I hope this message really got to you. And I thank you so much for watching. And until next time, guys. Bye.